And we're live. Hi, Chantell.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I am well. Thank you so much for being with me today. I've been looking forward to this since we scheduled it. Thank you for your time. And for those for Facebook, Instagram, YouTube people that may be watching this or watching this at a later time, can you introduce yourself to us and what you do and, your great local company and how that came about?
Yes, absolutely. So my name is Chantell Dinnes. I am the owner of Simply Organized Co., which is an organizing business based in Santa Clarita, California. We organize basically most spaces in your home. I should say all spaces in your home. I haven't come across one I would organize yet, but the most popular ones seem to be pantry and kitchen. We do bathrooms and closets, kids spaces, playrooms, even garages. So
Yeah.
and then I started this business about 7 months ago, and it has been a super fun ride since then. I've felt lots of support from the community and Santa Clarita and just everybody. So it's been really fun.
That's amazing. How did you find your passion for organization and like have you always had this talent, or is this something that you've nurtured throughout life or have figured out how to like really hone in those talents that you have?
Yes. So I would say that for the majority of my life, I have had kind of just an organization brain. Like it's just kind of that way. I thrive in an organized environment, and my mom was always very organized growing up. So I learned
Mhm.
that from her, and we kind of have the same brain when it comes to stuff like that. And then as I had kids, actually, when I had my first child and we moved into our first home out here in Santa Clarita,
Uh-huh.
I just realized like because I thrive in that order and just organization, I really needed to kind of buckle down on what worked in our home and what didn't with kids and
Mhm.
all the new stuff that we kind of had going on at the time. So I began in my own home. My mom actually helped me do my pantry for the first time,
Okay.
and just started kind of figuring out what worked. And
Yep.
as I would say about a year ago, kind of through quarantine,
Uh-huh.
I started like figuring out like, okay, like this organizing thing is a lifestyle and it's
Mhm.
a big game changer. It was a big game changer for our family. And I wanted and I have had the passion to be able to help others do this
Yeah.
as well. And that's when my husband and I both sat down and we're like, okay, like let's look into this. Let's take some classes and, kind of just get that all figured out and learned before we go into other people's homes. So I started in my own, and then I just asked some friends and family, like if they would mind if I kind of just tried some things out in their home to figure out what I liked and what I didn't like. And
Sure.
everyone was gracious enough to be like, sure, come on in, organize my house. And it just ended up working out really well. And I learned a lot in the process.
That's wonderful. And by the way, your before and after reels or videos that you do, that's what caught my eye, finding you through social media, that the befores and the afters are complete, like they're a world of difference. And I can just imagine like the time that is saved once you have something like your pantry organized. It's amazing. You truly have a talent.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I think the reels are really fun to see because it's
Yep.
so quick. Like you get to see that the turnaround time. I mean, for me, it's a couple hours in between, but it's so satisfying because it happens so quickly
Yeah.
and lifestyle change for these people whose homes I'm doing.
Right, exactly. You said something just a minute ago, and you said you go into people's homes and you prepare. You did a lot of homework to prepare to go into other people's homes and actually help them change their lifestyle and become more organized. And in that way, I think our careers kind of parallel. Where when I go into a home, as I'm advising somebody maybe that who's possibly getting ready to sell their home, oftentimes I have to advise that they declutter or that they organize the home in a way that is conducive to showings and that would capture the buyer's attention so that they can see the room and the space that exists within that home. So to ask you this question, I'm just so excited. What would you advise somebody who's maybe agent or realtor has asked them to declutter? What would you ask them to do, or how would you advise them to declutter a home that they still live in and may still have kids and life happening all at the same time?
Well, I would say this is the perfect time to do purging
Yeah.
because I'm sure they're going to be moving
Yeah.
eventually.
Hmm.
Um, and so if you're going to be moving into a new home, whether you're downsizing or upsizing, you're just getting married, whatever it is, this is
Sure.
the perfect time to purge.
Yep.
So I would say think about the lifestyle and the home that you want in the future
Hmm.
and only keep what you love and are
Yeah.
using. Um, and if you are in the purging process and realize like I don't love this and I don't really use it, just be really
Out.
harsh on yourself and be like it's got to go. Moving
Yeah.
is the perfect time to get all of that figured out. It's the perfect time to declutter. It's the perfect time to purge. And just less is more. Really, less is more. Just a lot for a lot of things in life, but especially in homes when people are coming into your home wondering if it's going to be able to fit into their lifestyle. Um,
Hmm.
I would just keep it really clean and simple.
Got it. And so, okay, so we just talked about somebody who might be moving out of their home into a bigger home or a smaller home. How about new homeowners, first-time home buyers, or people who are moving into a bigger home from a smaller home? How would you advise that they get ready to move into their house? And how would you advise that they set up their house to live in it and maybe change their lifestyle and become more organized?
Yes. So that's a really good question. And it's one of my favorites because that was me and my husband when we first got married and we were looking into our house. And I did it the wrong way. I just wanted to fill my house right away. And I didn't necessarily pick the stuff that I loved. Um,
Hmm.
and so later on, I like regretted a lot of my choices. So one of the things that I advise people is, as I had mentioned earlier, like as you're packing, keep what you love, keep what you can envision in your new home, but
Sure.
also take your time. Like you have a lot of time in this home. You want to make sure that the things that you buy for your space are things that are going to last. They're better quality.
Hmm. Hmm.
Things that are going to I know it's like that whole Marie Kondo saying spark joy, really
Yes.
like you want to be able to bring you joy and something that you would still buy today. um,
Hmm.
so I would really say like take your time, and then as I had mentioned before, like as you're packing, this is the perfect time to purge and get rid of those things. So don't rush, don't rush to just make your space feel like it's filled up right away. Take your time. And then think about the target areas that you really want to focus on when you first move in. I kind of usually recommend the kitchen
I
because
was,
you're eating 3 meals a day in there at
yes,
least, right?
yeah.
And you want to make sure that that is kind of like unpacked first. So in the unpacking process, I would either say one, hire an organizer, or two, really think through those spaces. So what one of the things that my mom taught me is whenever we would move, we would go ahead of time and put post-it notes on the drawers or the cabinet,
Uh-huh.
like and space plan. This is where my cups go. Why should my cups go here? Because it's closest to the fridge where my water is. Where should the utensils go? And kind of think through those things, because when you're moving, you're in such a rush to get stuff in. You just throw it in a drawer and then
Sure.
stuff's not working the right way. It's not having the right kind of a flow. So again, there's that take your time, really space plan, and just make sure that the areas that you are going to be in the most are the ones that you spend a little bit of money on. It's okay to buy a utensil organizer that's maybe $5 more than
Yeah.
the other one, and kind of invest in those spaces.
Hmm. I love that advice. So you're full of really great advice. I know you have a full family life and you run this really incredible, successful business. How do you balance all of it?
um, I would say I have a wonderful partner and helper in my husband. He has been an amazing dad and supporter of me as we go through this. And as I have been working, there has been some slack that he has helped pick up around the house. So I'm really thankful for him. But for me,
Hmm.
I have my husband and I have sat down and just chatted about work hours and work times, because my husband and my family are my priority and I want to make sure that
Yes.
they still feel that,
Yes.
and the things that they have going on in their lives I am still there and present for. So
Yeah.
I have hours that I work, I have days that I work, and I have days that I don't, and
Hmm.
I put my phone down and times when I pick my phone up. So it's just kind of that planning and even organizing like your day around your business, and then just realizing for me what my priorities are and making sure that I am constantly checking myself and checking in with my husband and asking like, how is this going? Are we on
Yeah.
the same page here? And Yeah, so I would say it's not easy. It's never easy to balance.
Yes.
But I think planning and being purposeful with that has been helpful for us.
I have heard recently that finding work and life balance is a myth, and I love that you prioritize family, your husband, that there's clear communication, that it sounds like you set clear expectations with your clients as well, and that you have a big purpose, and that's huge. That's the guiding light for pretty much any business out there, especially those of us that have a family and have a business, and knowing also when to say I'm going to focus on dinner right now, and and then give a client 100% of your attention when you're ready or when that time comes, because that what's important has already been taken care of. So I love that.
That's a great way to say it.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So as we wrap this up, thank you so much. I love those tips that you gave us. As we wrap this up, I ask 2 questions of everyone who does Live with Liz. And okay, so question number 1 is, what is your superpower?
Okay. So I thought about this one because I was like, I'm not sure what my superpower is. And I asked my husband, and I was just like, I don't quite know. But I think one of the things that I realized as I've gotten older and have been in this business for a little bit, I have this odd space planning power. Like for some reason, like I know when something is going to fit. Like I know if it's going to be too big or too small. I can usually know, like, look at a space and know what's going to work better. So even as playing sports growing up and angles and all this stuff, so I don't know what I would call that superpower.
Sure.
But it is something that I realized that I thought that everyone had, but it is not.
No, I surely don't. All right, great. And all right, to wrap this up, obviously I'm Real Estate Liz, and I want to help as many people as I can build wealth through real estate and structure their wealth through real estate, sort of like you structure life and organizing. What is the best real estate advice that you've ever received?
Okay, so I know that this is the cheesiest one because everybody knows this is like what you hear about real estate. Sure. But it really is location, location, location. And I don't know if you've had other guests that say that, but if you don't like where you live, even if you have the nicest house in the world, like you're not going to be happy there.
Right.
And so my husband and we really thought about where we wanted to live in Santa Clarita. And we live behind Granary Square, and I grew back here, and we love the paseos and everything. So, it's just, we wanted to live close to family. We wanted to be close to the freeway. I would just say that was the best advice I ever received. Don't settle for something that's not in your location.
Sure.
Wait. It's going to become available at some point, and make a good investment.
Right. Exactly. All right. Well, thank you so much. Chantell, if somebody wants to talk to you, hire you, how do they get a hold of you?
Yes. So you feel free to reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook private messaging. I'm on there at Simply Organized Co. But if you want to hire me for a space in your home, I would prefer that you would reach out to me through my website. That way I can kind of keep all the contact orders kind of organized. And it's great.
And what is your website?
It's simplyorganizedbychantell.com.
Okay, awesome. And there's a questionnaire there that people can fill out for what they need, and then you'll reach out to them and you can get together with them and help them become more organized.
Exactly.
Awesome. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being a guest on Live with Liz, and have a great day, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.